Once upon a time, in the land of red earth and whispering trees, where rivers had names and stories had spirits, there lived a young woman who laughed at the wisdom of her mother. They warned her, never touch the river after sunset. But she said, that was in your time. And that night, the river answered her laughter. This is a story by Ivie. Please don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thank you. In a small Edo village near Ikpoba Hill, where clay houses stood warm like baked earth, lived Mama Ihijiata and her only daughter, Osasu. The evening air was thick with heat. The power was out again, and the kerosene lantern flickered weakly. Osasu, her caramel-brown skin glistening from sweat, tied a towel around her chest and sighed. Mummy, I'm going to wash by the river. This heat will kill me. Mama Ihijiata, dark-skinned with gentle tribal marks and tired eyes, froze mid-motion as she washed bitter leaf. Osasu, she said slowly, don't go near that river in the night. That water still remembers blood. Osasu laughed softly. Mummy, I beg. Those stories are for your generation. Her mother didn't smile. Water spirits don't know years, my child. They only know who enters. But Osasu was already walking toward the gate, her small flashlight dancing ahead. Behind her, Mama Ihijiata whispered in broken Edo, Ovia, protect my child from her own stubbornness. The wind answered with a sigh. The moon was full, hanging like a white drum in the sky. Crickets sang. Frogs croaked in rhythm. When Osasu reached the river, she gasped. The Ikpoba River looked like a mirror made of silver. Calm. Still. Beautiful. She stepped closer. Her feet sank softly into wet sand. She dropped her towel and waded in. The water was cold, but not just cold. It felt alive. She dipped her hands, splashed her neck, and whispered, Ah, this one sweet pass borehole water oh. Then she heard it, faint, soft humming. A woman's voice. Melodic. Haunting. Familiar yet not of this world. Osasu turned. Nobody. The humming grew closer, and then, something silver shimmered across the water. A bracelet, floating toward her. She bent, picked it up. The moonlight kissed its surface, and for a second, she thought she saw faces rippling inside the metal. But she laughed, shaking her head. Maybe NA fine people water day show me. She slipped the bracelet on. It tightened, perfectly fitting her wrist. Not loose. Not tight. Just. Claimed. As she turned to leave, a small wave brushed her back, gentle, like a hand saying, You are mine now. When Osasu entered the house, Mama Ihijiata was sitting in the dark. The lantern flame was low. You went. Mummy, it's just water, Osasu said, smiling. See how my body fresh. Mama Ihijiata's eyes dropped to her wrist and she froze. Her lips trembled. Osasu. What's that? Oh, this. Osasu held it up. I found it in the river. The woman stood up so suddenly the chair fell. You found it. Her voice cracked. Mummy, relax. That river does not lose things, Osasu. That river gives. The lantern flame flickered violently, and though neither noticed, the silver bracelet glowed faintly like it was listening. That night, Osasu dreamed she was underwater, not drowning, just standing on air beneath the waves. Women in white wrappers swam gracefully around her. Their hair floated like smoke. Their skin shimmered like gold dust. And in the middle of them sat a woman taller than all, skin of wet bronze, eyes like river stones, a crown of cowries. She smiled. Welcome, my child. Osasu tried to speak but no words came. You entered without fear, the woman said. And so, I give you my mark. You will shine. You will be desired. But never forget who owns your beauty. When Osasu woke, her wrist was wet. The bracelet gleamed softly and her skin looked brighter than before. Within days, people noticed. At the salon, her co-worker said, Osasu, you day use new cream? Your skin day glow like light. Men started staring longer. Her reflection looked sharper, like her eyes could hold people still. Even her voice sounded sweeter. Mama Ihijiata stopped sleeping well. She watched her daughter laugh, dance, and hum the same melody she'd once heard from the river. She wanted to pray, but she didn't know which god would listen. It started a week later. Osasu was bathing in the small clay bathroom when she heard it. Osasu. Her hand froze. Water dripped slowly from her hair. Osasu. Why did you stop coming? The voice came from the drain. Sweet. Familiar. The same voice from the dream. Who's there? She whispered. The water in her bucket rippled. You accepted my gift. You wear my mark. You belong to me now. She screamed and stumbled back, knocking the bucket. Water spilled across the floor like small waves. The door burst open. Mama Ihigiata ran in, wrapper untied. What happened? The water spoke. Her mother didn't question. She just looked at the bracelet and whispered, "We're going back to that river." The next morning, they returned. The sky was heavy and grey. The river was quiet, too quiet. Mama Ihigiata stood at the bank with palm oil in one hand and salt in the other. Spirit of the river, forgive my child. Take your gift and free her. The wind picked up. Osasus' wrist burned cold. Then the water rippled, forming the faint shape of a woman. She entered on her own, the voice said through the wind. She called to me with her laughter. Mama Ihigiata dropped to her knees. She is just a child. Then let her return what she took. Osasu raised her trembling wrist. I can't remove it. The bracelet glowed, and the water surged forward, a small wave brushing her feet. Mima Ihigiata grabbed her hand and shouted in Edo, "If you must take me instead." The wave froze. Silence. Then, slowly, the bracelet loosened. It slid from Osasus' wrist and dropped into the water. The river went still. Mima Ihigiata held her daughter tightly as the wind died down. That night, Osasu slept peacefully for the first time in weeks. The dreams stopped. The humming faded. The glow dimmed. She looked human again. But sometimes, when she washed her hands, the water shimmered for a moment like it still knew her name. Years later, Osasu had a daughter. One day, while passing the same river, the child stopped. "Mummy, this water is beautiful." Osasu froze. She bent down and whispered, "Never go there at night, my child. Beauty can call your name too." The child nodded, but her eyes lingered on the water and the river rippled, softly, like it smiled again. Moral lessons. Once upon a time never truly ends. The old spirits are still here, watching, waiting, listening. Not every river is for bathing. Not every beauty is a blessing. And when your mother warns you, remember, she's only speaking from the ghosts she survived.